All right, we be live. Hi, everyone. So, Iran has been taken hostage for the past 46 years by the Islamic Republic, and now we're actually, unbelievably, we're witnessing Israel liberating the Iranian people from their oppressors, from the occupiers of Iran. Guys, Iran is occupied territory, and I can't believe that we're actually witnessing right now it's being liberated by Israel. If this actually happens, if this actually goes through, the Iranian people will have to be would be indebted to Israelis for hundreds of years to come. And it's unbelievable how right now the media is portraying it as if there's an assault upon the Iranian people by Israel, because this is exactly the opposite. The assault is not upon the Iranian people, it's on their oppressors, it's on the occupiers of the nation of Iran. And the nation of Iran is being liberated by Israel, and we need to be working overtime right now to pushing back against the narrative right now that Israel is doing something wrong. Israel is needs to be condemned, because Israel right now needs to be celebrated, and the high level of condemnation and attack on Israel right now, there needs to be a responding to. And especially I think the Iranian people need to do more than others to show that they're welcoming this, that they celebrate this. Hey, Roy is here, Jewish Samantha is here, Nitzan is here. Hi guys. So we're gonna be talking here until more people show up. I'm going to be responding to your comments. So please fill in the comment section so I could respond to you guys and what you guys have to say. Guys, by the way, my father right now is in Iran. I have been trying, me and my brothers have been trying to reach out to him, and I haven't heard anything from my dad in the past 2 days. We're constantly messaging him. We're trying to contact the rest of our family in Tehran right now to see how my dad is doing. And we have been able to get in touch with zero people. Zero people. It's unbelievable how. So there's no internet connection, and you can't even make calls there. They cut down the telephone lines to Iran and also internet. It's unbelievable that we have found zero ways to get in touch with him. I hope my dad is okay in Iran, in Tehran right now. And again, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay, Dr. Hypnosis here saying, like the stream. Thank you, Armin, for your work. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, Jean is here. Hi, Jean. Nitsan is saying, Armin, do you know how many Iranians support Israel's actions right now? I know it's very difficult to know exact percentages, but what's the estimate? Um, so here's the thing: it's really hard to come up with an estimate. I just know it's higher than ever before. I just know it's for me at least when it comes to the vast majority of people I talk to in Iran, they're pro-Israel, and the ones who are not pro-Israel, they're not anti-Israel either, right? So the only it's very you have to be either pro-regime um, or a leftist one of these commies to be anti-Israeli, and they are the minority in Iran. But again, I don't have percentages. I just know it's so much higher than ever before. And when I talk to Iranians, I get mostly people that are pro-Israeli, or either if they're not pro-Israeli, they're not anti-Israeli either, right? And I even see people who might not be aggressively pro-Israeli, but they're liking what's happening, right? They're seeing what's happening and they're happy about it. I just saw a video from someone in Iran. I don't know how some of these people are getting their videos out, because I can't even get a text from my dad. But I saw a video from Iran. Somebody was recording the missiles being landing in Iran, and the guy was eating ice cream, and he's like, "Bibi, we love you. We have full faith in you. I'm so calm right now because I know you're not targeting the people, and I will make you ice cream one day." I was just watching that live. Somebody sent that video to Iran International. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm noticing. Again, I'm not gonna make up numbers if I don't have the numbers, okay? Because I'm not, even if it, I'm not gonna do if I don't have numbers, I'm not gonna make up numbers, right? But I just know it's higher than ever before, right? By the way, guys, thank you so much for being here on these live streams. Like these live streams are getting a lot of attention. And I really appreciate your guys' support, you guys being here and joining me. Oh, Bardo is here. Hi, Bardo. Thank you for being here. Oh, yes, and for that. Oh, thank you guys. That's very sweet. And guys, if anything happens to my dad because of Israel's bombardments, trust me, I know for sure that I will only be blaming the Islamic Republic. Only the Islamic Republic. Right. And guys, I got a lot of videos from Israelis for me to play to the Iranian people, appreciating the Iranian people, showing solidarity with them, showing unity with them. I went live on the Persian channel, and basically there was nobody there because the internet is cut in Iran. So I'm gonna wait for the internet to come back and then do that show again. But I got so many beautiful messages from Israelis. Maybe I'll play some of them here today. So many beautiful messages from Israelis to the Iranian people. But unfortunately, your messages are not getting to Iran right now because the internet is not there. Yeah, Bardo in the chat is saying, same here. I haven't had any contact with my mother. But I don't know how are some people getting their videos out? They must have Starlink or something. Roy is saying, Armin, why do you use this new stream format? Because this is showing up on your shorts feed, right? Is that correct? Because the way when we do it like this, it shows up on your shorts feed, and we're reaching. And you when you show up on the shorts feed, YouTube recommends it to a whole bunch of new people who are not even subscribed to the channel. Yeah, the barter is saying they have Starlink. So guys, you're seeing this live stream on your shorts feed, correct? Some people have, like, very few people as a percentage, very few people in Iran have Starlink, and that's how some of the videos are getting out. Sure. Some Iranians here saying shalom shalom. Hello, Armin. Hi. Yeah, Barda was saying she's having the same issue. By the way, guys, Israel is now targeting. Is Israel is definitely supporting the Iranian people right now. Let me actually read this to you guys. It's unbelievable. I'm so grateful to Israel right now. As an Iranian, I'm so grateful because look at this. Israel has been deliberately targeting parts of the Iranian regime involved in domestic repression, yeah, including, so basically Israel is targeting parts of the regime that is part of riot control or suppressing the protests. So strikes on protest suppression in the past 48 to 72 hours in Tehran and Kermanshah. Israeli airstrikes reportedly hit barracks and headquarters used by anti-riot forces, which is called Yegane Vije, and Basij bases tied to internal crackdowns. These sites they're not missile related, they're not nuclear related. So the only reason why Israel would be hitting them is to support the Iranian people at some point coming into the streets. Like, think about this: the Yegana Vija and the Basij bases, they have nothing to do with missiles or nuclear. They have nothing to do with saving Israeli people. These are headquarters specifically, hitting them specifically for helping the Iranian people take control over the streets. That's unbelievable. That's amazing that Israel is doing that for the Iranian people right now. So they were regime strongholds used to suppress protests, intimidate civilians, and detain political prisoners. Some of the locations had previously been involved in suppressing protests during the Mahsa Amini uprising. So the Israel is trying to weaken the regime's grip on the streets. Taking out riot control infrastructure may make it harder for the regime to quickly mobilize against mass protests. It will encourage public uprising. The hope is that once the tools of suppression are crippled, Iranians feel safer to come out and protest. And also, psychological warfare sends a clear message to both regime forces and citizens: the regime can't protect itself, and that Iranian people are not alone. So this is fantastic. I really appreciate that. at some point when this wants to. I mean, the Iranian people cannot come out right now because the streets are under bombardment. But I hope that at some point the people actually come into the streets. Um, Rory is saying rename Iran as Persia and Iranian as Persian. No, no, that doesn't make any sense. Iran is Iran. Iran is not Persia. Guys, Iran is not Persia. Iran is Iran. A lot of people think Iran is an Islamic name. Iran is not an Islamic name. Iran is an Aryan name. Iran means the land of Aryans, and Aryan doesn't mean the thing that you guys think it means. In World War II, that guy Adolf had changed the meaning of the word Aryan. Okay, but Iran is not an Islamic name, and Iran is not Persia. Do not call Iran Persia. Only half of Iranians are Persians. Iran belongs to all Iranians, not just the half that are Persians. It was Reza Shah that made it official. Iranians always called Iran Iran. It was only foreigners that called Iran Persia, and Reza Shah made it official internationally before the Islamic Republic that Iran would be called Iran instead of Persia. So do not refer to Iran as Persia. It's not Persia, it's Iran. But thank you for the super chat. And don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. We need more people to see the stream because a lot of people are a lot of leftists right now on everywhere are acting like they're speaking on behalf of the Iranian people and going around and trying to become the white knight and protecting the Iranian people, and instead of listening to actual Iranians welcoming these attacks on their oppressors, on their occupiers. Iran is occupied and is finally being liberated by Israel. So please like the stream so that voices of actual Iranians gets to more people instead of these leftists, this anti-Israeli leftists. Yeah. Okay, will Iranians? Okay, so here we have another super chat. Thank you guys for the super chat. This super chat says, "Will Iranians take back the crown prince?" The vast majority of Iranians support Reza Pahlavi, Prince Reza Pahlavi. They want him to be the leader of both the revolution and also the leader of the country after the regime collapses. So yes, anybody out there, there are some people, there are a lot of people on Western media suggesting that the Iranian people don't want Reza Pahlavi. Every single scientific poll of the Iranian people shows that Reza Pahlavi is the most popular person in Iran by a huge margin compared to anyone else. So don't let them fool you. Reza Pahlavi is the leader that we want to replace the Islamic Republic. And good news to Israelis, Reza Pahlavi is very, very friendly. It's an ally of Israel. It's very friendly. He has met Netanyahu. They have friendly relationships with each other. And Reza Pahlavi also, he's being invited everywhere right now. He's on many Western media. They're inviting him to talk about what's happening in Iran right now, and I was so happy to see that he defended Israel's actions right now. When the reporter was asking him about whether or not he's upset or he condemns Israel because of some civilians right now in Iran are dying, and he clearly said that Israel is obviously not targeting the civilians in Iran, and all the responsibilities of the civilians civilians dying is on the Islamic Republic. So I was so happy that he was so clear in that message. So Israelis, if you want, so guys, please, please, please be careful. There's a lot of leftists right now in Iran who are trying to who acted like their opposition, but right now they are defending the Islamic Republic as they always do in the moment. So there's a lot of fake opposition in Iran who are the leftists or they're the MEK. But the leftists at the time that every time we get really close to the regime falling, they all of a sudden show their true colors and they start defending the regime. So that, for example, Narges Mohammadi, who got a Nobel Peace Prize for her opposition to the Islamic Republic, she's now coming in. She's anti-Pahlavi. She's basically sympathizing. She's reformist, so-called reformist. She's a part of. She's close to the MEK, and she's a leftist. She's anti-Pahlavi. She's anti-Israeli, and these are the opposition. These are the leftists in Iran who the vast majority of the Iranians actually do not support. The Pahlavi, Reza Pahlavi, Prince Reza Pahlavi is the person that most Iranians support as the opposition and the replacement to the Islamic Republic. So please, 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 everybody here, educate yourself about Reza Pahlavi and he and why the Iranian people want him back. Okay, they want Iranian people had a really good experience under the Pahlavi dynasty, and they want to go back under the Pahlavi. So, and Reza Pahlavi is basically the continuation of the great progress that Iran was making under the Pahlavi. So we want to just go back to that. And Reza Pahlavi, he wants secularism, he wants democracy, he wants a good relationship with the West, a good relationship with Israel, a good relationship, honestly, with every country. So yes, Border saying I call them pretenders. We're getting a lot of super chats. Thank you guys. MT is saying, is this new live format permanent? Can't rewind. Well, I mean, we're gonna do both, but this one is working out a lot for this channel. Like we are getting a lot more new people here. We're getting a lot of new people here because of this format. YouTube loves this format, so it's basically recommending us to a lot of new people because we're doing this format. So please, if you like this channel to grow, please tolerate this format. Okay. We'll do what's best for the channel. Also, MT another super chat saying it's also hides the bars and super chats at the top. Well, actually, no. Actually, if you click the full screen, then you will see the whole thing. Thank you so much for the super chats. Okay, so we got another super chat from Shana saying Iran equals Aryan. It's very ancient. Yeah, Iran basically translate to land of the Aryans. Okay, and Aryan is not it's not a blood thing. Okay, a lot of people, because of what happened in World War II, a lot of people think Aryan has something to do with race and blood. It has nothing to do with race and blood. Aryan is about culture and values. Just because some you like a lot of Westerners, you took that word and you turned it into something else. Do not blame us Iranians for using the word Aryan just because Westerners took that and then made it into something evil. Okay, Iran means the land of Aryans. Aryan is something, it refers to certain values and certain culture. It has nothing to do with blood or DNA or ethnicity or anything like that. Okay, and also my name Armin. Armin means the defender of the land of Aryans. Right. So yes, Iran is Aryan. It's very ancient. Iran is a name that is pre-Islamic. It's pre-Islamic. It has nothing to do with Islam. And then Shana continues. Also, naming Iran Persia would be like naming Britain to England for comparison. Yeah. Only half of Iran is Persian. We want to be inclusive to all Iranians, the Kurds, the Baluchis, the Azeris, the Bakhtiaris, the Lur, the Gilak, every single one of them, the Iranian Arabs, every single one of them. We want to be full on inclusive. We don't want to call Iran Persia and be excluding all these non-Persian Iranians. Every Iranian, they're all proud Iranians, and we want to be inclusive to all of them. And MT saying, "Oh, cool! It brings more people. Happy to deal with it." Okay, thank you so much, MT. Thank you for the support. Let's see. There's some anti-Israelis in the chat as well. Let's see if we could make fun of them. May Allah protect Iran. Well, right now Israel is liberating Iran from Allah. Actually, Allah has occupied Iran, and Allah is an evil occupying force, and Israel is helping us get rid of Allah. No, it didn't offend me. No. Rory is saying sorry if I offended you. No, that was a good thing that you said that. It's a good thing that people mention that because it gives me an opportunity to remind, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people think because Iran rhymes with Iraq, and a lot of people think that this must be Islamic thing. So when you say that, it gives me an opportunity to remind people that no, we Iranians, we want the name Iran. Iran is not an Islamic name. In fact, it's an anti-Islamic name. No, you didn't offend me. And thank you again for supporting the channel. So Sam saying Iranian Jews are very proud Iranians, even though they are most obviously not Aryans. Okay, so but Sam, that's they are Aryans because Aryan is more of a cultural thing. It's more of a value thing. The only when you say they're not Aryan because you're looking at the word Aryan from an Adolf perspective, you know. So anybody who's basically part of Iran, I mean, I don't want to use that word because it has been turned into a dirty word because of Adolf. And so, atheist gamer saying, why are the names so similar? So they're actually not, because Iran is Iran and Iraq is actually Iraq. So I don't. In English, they changed Iraq to Iraq. So Iran and Iraq sound similar in English, but their actual name are not similar at all. We have Iran, which is also Iran in Persian, and your Iraq is actually Iraq. So Iran and Iraq are not similar at all. Oh, we got another super chat saying, "Will the Crown Prince be more Western or more like the Gulf countries?" Extremely Western friendly. He's a very liberal, democratic, secular person, but he has been living in the United States most of his life. He has Western values, Western and Persian values. Yeah. So ancient, let's say ancient Iranian values. Actually, that would be more appropriate to say. Also, how likely is it for the current regime to fall? Okay, so I cannot say I cannot say exactly what percentage, but I can tell you that it has never been this close. It has never been this close. And I would say right now it's more likely that it would fall. Where the regime is so close to an edge. I mean, Israel has basically paralyzed the entire regime. They have removed all the heads of the IRGC. Khamenei could be taken out at any moment. The only reason why he seems to be alive is because Trump is stopping Israel from taking him out, because Trump, for some odd freaking reason, is still hoping that a deal could happen, which is, I honestly think it's insane. Guys, he's still pushing. Trump is still looking for a diplomatic way out of this. I mean, you have Israel has done all the work, and you are now so close to finally getting rid of this evil Islamic empire, and now you're still trying to find a way to save this regime. I'm so glad that Israel just does its thing when it needs to, without giving in to the pressures of United States. Wait, did I read the whole thing of the super chat? Yeah. So again, it's more. I cannot tell you exact percentages, but it's now more likely that it will fall more than very, yeah. And if they survive, like, I don't know if we're ever going to get a opportunity like this ever again. Like, this would be a betrayal to the Iranian people, to Israeli people, and to the whole world when you manage to bring the regime this close to full collapse and then somehow let them live. Some idiots in the chat. For somebody saying you're a traitor. First of all, I'm glad that you guys show how stupid you are, because you can't even spell. That's not how you say you're. You're a traitor. So my a traitor. What do you mean? Do I have a traitor? That's not how you spell your. God damn it. And no, I'm actually loyal to Iran and the Iranian people. You are such a fool. You don't understand that Iran has been taken hostage by a regime that the vast majority of the Iranian people do not consider this regime to be Iran or representative of the Iranian people. The traitors are the people who support the regime, and they support the occupation of Iran by this evil Islamic regime. Okay, so we got more super chats, guys. We're getting a lot of super chats. Thank you so much. Shauna is saying, fun fact: Ireland used to be named Irene, and it is an ancient cognate of Aryan in Indo-European. I'm not Irish, by the way. I just know this random fact. Oh, okay. Thank you. We got another super chat here by Riley Blog saying, to be honest, what do we expect from Trump? He wants to eat cake with any dictator he sees. He's useless. I mean, he's not useless. I mean, he has done certain things that I really appreciate. For example, one of the things that Trump has done that I really appreciate was the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. I mean, technically, he might have triggered all of this by taking out Qasem Soleimani in his first term. I mean, I kind of like him in his first term more than I like him in his second term, to be honest. But he's not completely useless. Right now, he's just like in the way. If he seems to be like slowly moving into the right direction. Like it seems like I'm he seemed like so we have the isolationist parts of the MAGA right now as we're speaking. The isolationist part of MAGA, again, hashtag not all MAGA. Don't come at me if you're MAGA, okay? Because the isolationist part of MAGA is, and the neocons are both aggressively trying to get him to Uh, but the isolationist side is trying to get him not to attack, not to help Israel. But the neocons are trying to get him to help Israel. So what Trump wants is that if the regime in Iran is about to fall, what Trump wants is that he wants some credit for it. But at the same time, he doesn't want to be responsible for getting United States into war. So he wants to basically have his cake and eat it too. So he's trying to figure out how, if the regime is falling in Iran, I don't want this to be just Israel. I don't want Israel to be like, yeah, we did everything without the United States at all. So he was thinking like, at first he was trying to think like, can I say that this was us anyways because Israel is using our weapons? But I mean, but that's not going to be good enough. We so how Trump is like, how can I be involved so that I could be like, we did this, but also not involved so that my campaign promise of not taking United States into wars could be true at the same time. So that's what he's thinking right now. So the way to get out of this is saying, but the way I think that he could get out of this is by helping Israel actually, and it's crazy because Israel is doing 99% of the work. The only thing you need United States for is the Fardo nuclear site because it's too deep for the bunker busters that Israel might have. But and everything has been flattened, like everything, the whole. No, that's a Persian saying. It doesn't translate into English very well. Everything has been made easy for United States to just come do the final necessary thing. Like all the here in English saying makes more sense here. All the heavy lifting has been done by the IDF already, by Mossad and IDF already. But Trump wants to come and do boop. Here's I hit Fardo. So like, yeah, we were the one who did this, right? So the way that Trump could basically take credit for something, but at the same time not pretend like he didn't start any wars or enter United States into any wars, is by just constantly emphasizing from the beginning, like, oh, I said from that I'm not going to let Iran become nuclear, and I didn't actually start a war by making sure that the regime in Iran doesn't have any nuclear weapons. We're basically ending wars. That's how that's how he could spin this, and have his cake and eat it too at the same time, right? Wow, we're getting a lot more super chats. Thank you, guys. Flying Robot Duck is saying, how will Afghanistan and Pakistan react to a secular Iran? Well, well, we have to get there. Okay, so I think in the same way that so all of this Islamism that you're seeing, this wave of Islamism that you're seeing since 1979 in Pakistan, Afghanistan, you could see like it started because of the Islamic Revolution of 1979, right? In Iraq, in Lebanon, all of this exporting of this Islamic revolutionary zeal and this ideology it all came from Iran because of the Islamic Republic and the Islamic Revolution that happened in 1979. So once Iran becomes secular again, I think we will see the opposite of that. So in the way that the Iran has become the center of Islamism all around the Middle East and even to other places like Indonesia or Malaysia, like you could see that even if it wasn't Shia Islamism. The Islamic Republic in Iran was also responsible for Sunni Islamism because it was being done as a competition to the Shia empire building of the Islamic Republic. So everything has gone more Islamic around the Islamic world, honestly, because of the Islamic Republic in Iran. So in the same way, I think when Iran becomes secular again, the because Iranians are so aggressively right now anti-Islamic, more than I think anywhere else in the world. The anti-Islamic views are the highest in Iran more than anywhere else. And I think once Iran becomes secular, the in the same way that we had the exporting of Islamic ideas, we're going to be seeing a huge influence of secular liberal ideas coming from Iran and influencing the entire region. So I think that, I mean, the governments of Pakistan and Afghanistan are not going to be helpful, but I think the people, there are going to be many. We already, for example, because a lot of people from Afghanistan speak Persian. I mean, there are a minority of atheists and secular activists, for example, in Afghanistan, but they are very much connected from Afghanistan. Those people, those activists in Afghanistan who are secular or atheists, they're very connected to the anti-Islamic activists of Iranians because they also speak it's the same language. They speak Persian, so they're very much connected. And I assume that if Iran becomes free and secular, a lot of this, even though the governments are not going to be connected because the government there is going to be Islamic and the government in Iran is going to be secular, I think the people are going to be very connected, and it's going to help grow a lot of secular and atheist activism, secret secular and atheist activism in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And it's going to, because of the connection, because they consume our content as well, especially in Afghanistan, because we speak the same language. I think we could see a bottom up growth of that movement happening in Afghanistan. And I think that there's a lot of Iranians would like to support their neighbors when it comes to trying to, now that they got rid of their Islamic government, a lot of Iranians will be motivated to now focus on helping their neighbors get rid of their Islamic government as well. So I think there's going to be nothing but positive influence, right? Thank you so much, Flying Robot Duck, for that super chat. Okay, and then we got another super chat. We're getting a lot of super chats. It's crazy. Sivak Sivako is saying, so what you're saying is Iranian Aryan Jews equals mustaches man's worst nightmare. Yes, Adolf's worst nightmare. Yes, exactly. You know how the symbol of the those not Yahtzees, let's call them Yahtzees for algorithm purposes, right? The symbol of Adolf H and the Yahtzees, the Schwarz, I'm not going to finish that, is basically taken from Eastern Eastern Asian beliefs. One of them is clockwise, the other one is counterclockwise. You know what I'm talking about? That thing, right? So if you look at, for example, Eastern Asian like Buddhist traditions, you could, like, if you go to, I don't know, Thailand or Vietnam, you will see that symbol everywhere. I mean, it's like the mirror image of that symbol everywhere. It doesn't mean what it means it meant in Germany. It meant the exact opposite of that, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So if you go to Thailand, you're gonna see that symbol of the Yahtzees in Germany everywhere, and it doesn't mean the evil thing it meant in Germany. It meant the opposite of that, right? So in the same way, the word Aryan in Iran, it meant the Germans during World War II. They just took these other words and symbols from, from Iran and East Asia, and they turned it into something evil. Oh, the IRGC bots are here. They're mad. The Islamists are in the chat. They be mad. Let me know which ones the guys I should highlight. Yeah, also there's a lot of Iranians in the chat saying King Reza Pahlavi. Yes, guys, King Reza Pahlavi. Say that. Keep chanting that so more people see that Iranians support Reza Pahlavi. Good job, guys. Armenia. Somebody saying Armenia is with Israel. Glad to hear it. Okay, let's continue. We got another super chat here. This is funny. The Jal Chan. Okay, saying what's this comment? Okay, saying in another stream you mentioned neocons being bought off by MEK. If what the F? Which politicians? The MEK still has power. What the F is their plan with IRGC when IRGC wants to kill them too? Okay, so among the neocons, let me tell you which politicians are bought by the MK. By the way, for people who don't know, the MEK is an Islamic Marxist cult. So if you imagine if Marxism and Islamism they married each other and they had a baby, that would be the MEK. It's a cult. It's an Iranian cult which most Iranians hate. They try to pretend that they're the main opposition and they're not. They have basically close to zero support among Iranians, and they're actually worse than the Islamic Republic, and they're not to be trusted. However, they have a lot of money and they have bought a lot of American politicians. Unfortunately, the neocons. The good thing about the neocons is that they're very aggressively anti-Islamic Republic. The bad thing about the neocons is that a lot of them have uh, do not support Reza Pahlavi, and they have been bought because they have been bought by the MEK, right? And it's, guys, it's a very weird, dangerous cult. Like I could do a stream on this on them, and you will be so weirded out about what these people are and what they believe in. Okay, so let me, if I could remember all the neocons, like not all of them, but let me tell you the ones who have been bought out by the MEK, and they're very aggressively support MEK, and that's why they're anti Reza Pahlavi. Okay, so Giuliani, um, Pompeo, um, wait, yes, John Bolton. What is the other guy's name? Mike Pence. I don't know if I remembered every single one of them. Yes, these are the ones that I remember right now. Yes, Mike Pence. Oh, Mike Pence, yeah, for sure. No, not Ted Cruz. Not Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz? Oh, Lindsey Graham, yes. No, I haven't seen Ted Cruz being bought by. Maybe I missed that. So yeah, has Ted Cruz also been bought by them? I don't know. So the politician in America that we Iranians like the most is Rubio, Marco Rubio, because he is as aggressively anti-Islamic Republic as neocons, but he has no, and he supports the Iranian people a lot, and he has no connection to the MEK. Yeah. So Rubio is great. Rubio says all, like when we Iranians listen to American politicians, nobody speaks better than Rubio. Oh, Barter saying, Armin, I just spoke to my mom via landline. Really? Okay, so are the lines open now? I should talk to my brothers. Yeah, anti-Islam saying Rubio understands the Middle East conflict. Rubio is very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. He sometimes says things like, how does he know? Like the level of detail that he understands about Iranian issues is crazy high. Like that guy is really good. So we got another super chat. Oh, this guy, Diamond Encrusted Abdullah saying Allah has answered your prayers. Fuck Allah. Allah could get the F out of my country. We're kicking Allah out of my country. That's what we're doing. Yeah, Maxwell is saying Rubio is fantastic on Israel and Iran. Rubio is like I would if I was American, I would want Rubio to be the president. Okay, we got a super chat by Lithium Dragon saying, "Good afternoon, Armin. Do you think there should be concerns?" Wait, did I read all of the? Wait, hold on, let me see. I read that last one, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Good afternoon, Armin. Do you think there should be concerns about Pakistan having nukes as Iran does? Iran doesn't have nukes. Did I read yet? I mean, they're trying to get to it. They were so close to it. Let me read this again. Do you think there should be concerns about Pakistan having nukes as Iran does? Okay, so Iran doesn't have nukes. The whole point of these attacks are trying to stop them from getting it because they were so close. But should we be concerned about Pakistan having nukes? Obviously, any Islamic country having nukes is a concern. If you're an Islamic country and you have nukes, that's a concern for the whole planet, especially Pakistan, which is getting closer and closer to being a failed state. And if their government one day collapses, there are, I mean, as bad as the government as Pakistan is, they're not as bad as all the militia groups within Pakistan itself, which if that government collapses one day, the nukes is going to get into the hands of those militia groups, those crazy Islamic groups in Pakistan, which they have them in Pakistan more than anywhere else. So obviously that's a major concern to the whole planet. In fact, it should be one of the priorities of the whole planet to come up with a solution for the Pakistan threat to the planet. Yeah, so Islam and nukes together, should we be concerned about that? The answer is yes. Yes. Yeah, obviously. Um, this is why I support India, by the way, a lot. Shauna saying Rubio is my favorite for next Republican president. Yes, I hope so. I hope Americans make him president. The whole world would be a better place. I mean, we would get support to the two main countries in the world that we need right now. To make the world a better place. The whole world should unite and support Israel and Ukraine. Like, if you want to fight the two greatest sources of evil in the world right now, all you have to do is support Israel and Ukraine. I mean, you have the world, the greatest evil of the world on one side, and then you have the world on one side, and between them is two little countries fighting for the rest of the planet, which is Ukraine and Israel. Two countries, two small countries paying the highest price. And this is why it's insane why the rest of the world is not coming to their aid, because they're fighting. They're paying for the safety of the rest of the planet with their own blood. Taiwan also, yeah, Taiwan. If China, if China starts a war with Taiwan, then Taiwan would also be that would be the third country that we have to all get behind. So yeah, it would be Taiwan, Ukraine, and Israel. I just hope if China does attack Taiwan at some point, that China's government ends up being as much as a paper tiger that the Putin's army and the IRGC have proven to be. Right. So when Putin attacked Ukraine, we saw that the so-called superpower ended up being a paper tiger, and then when Israel started attacking Hezbollah, we saw Hezbollah being the proxy of the regime in Iran ended up proving to be a paper tiger. And now when they're attacking the IRGC and the regime in Iran itself, they're proving to be a paper tiger as well. So it's amazing that all the enemies of liberalism and this is the power of liberalism. We're seeing that liberal countries like United States and Israel are superior because of these values. These Western values just work. The capitalism works, liberalism just works. That's why these countries are paper tigers, because their methodology, their values are shit, right? It just makes them they could it helps them being dictatorial. Helps you uh, makes you be able to show that you're powerful for a short time, but eventually all that strength looks uh, all that strength you'll will prove to be fake, at some point. It's just like a family that is living a very, very rich life, but it's just because they're living on credit cards. And at some point, it's all going to collapse. So we saw that with Russia. We're saying that with the regime in Iran. I hope that if the Chinese government at some point attacks Taiwan, they prove to be a paper tiger as well, and the whole thing starts. Once we get into a war with them, it ends up looking like pathetically weak. And honestly, that might be the case because as many people as they have, and as many ships that they might have, they haven't been in a real war for a very long time. So they might, like, no matter how much how much uh, practice you do and how much training you do for your soldiers, nothing actually builds a country's army and their soldiers like a real war. And given that China hasn't been involved in any real wars, maybe once we start fighting with them to protect Taiwan, it ends up looking so much easier than we anticipated. I hope that's the case. So we got a lot more super chat here. Darko is saying, "Hey Armin, so this guy Efron Gary 786 would really like to know, do you think the Iranian regime will survive this?" Again, I mentioned at the beginning of this stream that it's looking very unlikely. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but right now it looks very unlikely that they will survive this. I mean, technically, they have already been not survived this because all of the heads of the IRGC have been removed. And if what is the Islamic Republic anything other than the IRGC? The Islamic Republic is the IRGC, and all of the Israel within the first few hours of entering this war, all of the heads of IRGC were eliminated. So yeah, I don't see how they could survive this. I mean, again, everything is possible, but I don't really see how they could survive this. The only person that could save them right now is Trump because he just so wants a deal. So I hope he doesn't do that. I don't like the language that is coming out of. I don't like the word, like what Trump is saying right now. I don't like it at all. He's still leaving the door open for a deal to end all of this. Yeah, Trump just needs to stop with the deals. Just stop with the deals. Just I mean, they're dying. You're making a deal with the dying regime. Like, why would you do that? And right now, the foreign minister of the regime in Iran, Arakchi, is desperately, like, he's on his knees. I think he's offering to offering to. Yeah, I can't say that live on air. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke regarding what he's offering to Trump, but you could imagine what I'm talking about. Okay. He's offering everything to Trump to just stop it. Like, hey, can you stop your boy here? Like, like, can you just stop Israel? That's what they're asking. They're like, we'll just give you anything, just let us know. Yeah. Okay, so we got more super chats. Michael Holzer saying, Armin, what's up with too much? His evacuate Tehran post on Instagram seems to be blaming Israel. Lots of Iranians in the comments calling him a traitor. Yeah, too much is not to be trusted anymore. Too much is now spreading a lot of the government's narratives. He's anti. He became anti Pahlavi. He seems to be having some ties with the MEK. Again, anybody, he seems to be ties with their leftist reformists in Iran. He's been proving to have anti-Israel. He's been demonstrating a lot of anti-Israeli and anti-Pahlavi positions. By the way, guys, this is how you know that we need to support Pahlavi, because the Iranians who are strongly supporting Israel are also all the Iranians who support Pahlavi, right? So Israelis can tell this is a very good. This is how you know that Reza Pahlavi is the person in Iran that you need to support, because support for Israel and support for Pahlavi in Iran go hand in hand most of the time. The Iranians who are the fake opposition, who are anti-Pahlavi, they're usually also anti-Israel. And if they're anti-Israel, they're usually also anti-Pahlavi. So Tumaj is now. This is why a lot of people have abandoned supporting Tumaj, including myself. Um. So yeah, Tumaj is now anti-Pahlavi. He's anti-Israel, and he's not to be trusted. Yeah, and if a lot of Iranians in the chat and the comments are calling him a traitor, then you could include. I would be one of them. Actually, I agree with them. The cat lady saying, did they manage to actually scare him, or is he a believer all of a sudden? No, he's not a believer in. He's just part of the opposition that is MEK leftist related. It's part of the opposition that we do not like. But the good thing, guys, is that all the stats, all the data shows that most Iranians are on Pahlavi's side. Okay, he hasn't changed his mind. There is a loud but minority part of the opposition that has leftist views, and they have this anti-Pahlavi, anti-Israeli attitude. And the problem, even though they're not the majority, the thing is that they get a lot of exposure because Western media wants to highlight them instead of the Iranians who are pro Pahlavi and pro Israel. Another person that you shouldn't be trusting is Nargis Mohammadi. She's also anti-Israeli, reformist, leftist, MEK adjacent, or MEK supporting part of the opposition, right? So the thing, you have to do a check if you want to see if this is the real part of the Iranian opposition to the regime, or these fake leftists. Again, but when I say leftist, I'm not anti everything left. Okay, when we say leftist, we're talking about two types of leftists. So two types of people in the left: the woke, or the Marxist. Okay, like I myself have some leftist views and some right leaning views. So I'm not anti everything left, but when we say leftist, we're talking about a specific type of left. We're not talking about the liberal left. We're talking about the woke left or the Marxist left. Okay. So again, the two tests that you need to have with the Iranian opposition to see if this is the part of the Iranian opposition that is worthy of supporting or taking seriously is the Israel. We call it the Pahlavi check and the Israel check. Okay, do they support Israel or not? Do they support Pahlavi or not? Okay, these are the two things that you need to test, and usually they go hand in hand. Yeah, far left. Yeah, when we say leftist, we're talking about the far left. So when it comes to right leaning, we have liberal right leaning people and we have liberal left leaning people. Okay, but we have the woke right and the woke left. I don't want to call it far left or far right. I don't want to call it far right because the media uses the word far right to refer to anybody who is concerned about mass migration or Islam, and those are legitimate things to be concerned about. So the word far right has lost its meanings. So the right that we have, we don't like, the part of the right that we don't like, we call them woke right. Okay, so here's the categories. Okay, woke right, liberal right, and by liberal we mean like classical liberal values, and then we have liberal left, and then we have woke left, and then we have Marxist left, right? So the two groups that we like is the liberal right and the liberal left. And guys, the liberal in the United States has lost its meanings as well. We don't mean liberal, we mean classical liberal values. We mean Western, but by liberal, we're talking about Western values, which liberal values, which includes nationalism, patriotism, the rule of law. And then we have Shauna. Okay, we got a lot of more super chats here. Thank you guys. Shauna is saying America should buy Taiwan. And Taiwan should be its own. I mean, I think that's a joke, but yeah, Taiwan should be its own independent country. Yeah. But thank you for the super chats. And then we have Dajjal here. I love that super name, that name, Dajjal Chan. And thank you for the super chats. Saying Dajjal saying, how does MEK make their money? What kind of backstage deals allow an Islam or Marxist cult, a former IRGC ally, to influence in this way? Okay, so I know that they used to get their money from Saddam, but since the fall of Saddam, I think this hasn't been proven yet, but everybody suspects that they get their money from Saudi Arabia. But their new source of funding has not been proven, and a lot of people are speculating on that. So I don't know where they're getting their fundings from, but they used to get it from Saddam. Uh, there we go. We got Brian just supported this channel, but that currency, I don't know what the currency is. Where is that from? Indonesia. Oh wow, that's amazing. Indonesia. Thank you so much, Brian from Indonesia. Appreciate that. Oh, Susanna's here. Hey, Susie's here. Yay, Susie here. Hi, Susie. Guys, say hi to Susie. Tell Susie how much you miss her, please. Tell her that you miss her. Okay. Okay. Gigi right there with the super chat saying Jewish in English word. Jewish is English word for Judean ethnicity. Okay, yeah, but the root might be different from how it's used, right? And diamond encrusted Abdullah is saying the angel's throne is at Mecca. His name is Hubal. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. All right, let's go to some of the other comments. Are there and the anti-Israelis still in the comment section? I miss them. I like to see them. I like to see them angry. Have they given up on trying to come here and piss us off? You know what? Maybe I should pretend that I get upset a little because I don't want to discourage the anti-Israelis from leaving this live stream. They're so much fun because they come here and they're so funny. Their comments are so funny, right? But the thing is that I'm so good at humiliating them that they just leave and they don't come back. They get so hurt because I basically shed on them too effectively. So maybe sometimes I have to pretend that they are actually getting at me, and maybe I should cry a little bit so that they get encouraged to stay around here, right? Because we like them around here. Should I pretend to be upset sometimes? I think I managed to scare them all off. We don't want them go. We don't want them going away. Ah, damn it! Where are the anti-Israelis? Yeah, I think they're crying right now. Guys, but they're so active these days. The anti-Israelis, I think their masters in Tehran are dying, and that's why there's a lot of them on social media trying to save their masters in Tehran. I think Israel is going for the final boss, and Israel is proving. Guys, remember after October 7th, how many people were celebrating the fall of Israel and how Israel is so weak right now and it's going to basically collapse any day now? What happened to that narrative? Look how masterfully Israel is just basically taking out all of its enemies. I mean, would after this, if the by the after what happened to Hamas, oh, my connection is bad, guys. IRGC is trying to take me out. Am I back? I think I'm back. Okay, let me know in the chat if you have me. Let me see in the chat if I'm here. Let me check in the chat. Stream froze, but I'm back. You're back. Yes. Guys, I think the IRGC, I think the enemies of Israel are trying to take out the stream. But anyways, let me given the connection is like weak, let me actually say this right, and then we'll end the stream. Okay. So I don't think after what Israel has done to her enemies, would anyone dare attack Israel ever again? Like they have made an example. Israel has a history of making an example of anybody who dares threaten the lives of Israelis, right? Like Israel has proven that if you come at us sooner or later you would pay a heavy price for it. We will we will come for all of you. All of you. We wouldn't just take out the people who are responsible for attacking our citizens. We will come and basically we will come and destroy you to your very core. Your entire regime will fall apart if you come at us. Israel has proven to the whole world that if you come for Israel, we will make you regret it. We will make you regret the day that you decided to attack us. And I think after this, nobody would ever dare attempt to annihilate Israel ever again. And I love to see it. I love to see it. The enemies of the liberal world are basically falling apart. The world is becoming, after World War II, we had a huge leap forward to the quality of life and peace in the world, because of all these international institutions and standards that we created. And now, thanks to Israel, I think we're going to see another leap forward. Thanks to Israel and Ukraine. And maybe we'll see. Thanks to Israel, because right now you're seeing all the, just after October 7th, it seemed like we were moving in the wrong direction. But now if you look at everything that is happening around you, all the enemies of Western values, all the enemies of the liberal world, they're just getting weaker and weaker. And I'm very optimistic about the future of the world. I mean, the four main obstacles in progress around the world, one of them is the CCP, Putin, the Islamic Republic, and it's all its proxies, and North Korea. North Korea is mostly a threat to South Korea. It's not a global threat. So the three remaining would be the CCP, Putin, and the Islamic Republic and its proxies. So Putin is stuck in Ukraine and it's becoming weaker and weaker because of the strength of the Ukrainian people. So thank you to Ukraine. And the Islamic Republic is being taken out by Israel. And the CCP in China seems to be having a demographic collapse because of the very low fertility rates there. So they're basically are neutralizing themselves. I mean, they're still going to be strong, but it's just in relative terms to Western powers and relative to United States, it seems like the gap is just going to increase. So yeah, like so many people were talking about the Western empire, the American hegemony collapsing anytime now. And it seemed like all those predictions were wrong, and we're actually moving in the other direction. It's not the United States is not going to stop being a superpower, and all the liberal world order is not going to collapse. And in fact, it's going to get stronger. The only problem we have is the takeover of Islamism in Europe. So Europe doesn't seem to be having a bright future. But United States, I think, is a United. So here are the countries that seem to be having a very bright future. Okay, United States, Israel, India, and maybe if Iran gets rid of this regime, Iran could have a much brighter future as well. But when it comes to the world powers, United States, Israel, and India. Okay, Pakistan is collapsing. China is having a demographic collapse. So when it comes to the liberal world, unfortunately, Europe doesn't seem to be going in the right direction. Unfortunately, Japan and South Korea are also having a demographic collapse. So Japan and South Korea are not going to be strong. But United States, Israel, and India are moving in the right direction. And when it comes to the enemies of liberalism, the Islamic Republic, Pakistan is going to get weaker, China is going to get weaker, Russia is going to get weaker. And yeah, so average, we're looking at a better future, in my opinion. Yeah. Let me see. Did we get a, what is this? Oh, we got another super chat from Jacob. So let me just read this and then we'll end it. Jacob saying, will the Shias inside and outside Iran go down without a fight? Nope, they're going to be a problem. No, well, not all Shias. Like we have a lot of, we have, so Shiism is a minority in Iran right now, but to be fair, even some Shias want secularism in Iran right now. So we're talking about the radical Shias that want an Islamic Republic, but the Islamic Republic has become, it has been so devastating to Iran that even people in Iran who consider themselves Shias, even they, the vast majority of them, even they want secularism. Okay, they're like, yeah, I'll be Shia at my home, keep religion out of politics. So it's not just the atheists in Iran, or it's not just the non-religious and atheists who want secularism in Iran. Even Shias want secularism in Iran, right? So we're talking about the pro-government, pro-Islamic government Shias in Iran, right? We're talking about those, right? So yeah, many of them are not going to go down without a fight. And even if we bring Iran becomes a secular democracy, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to paint a picture that everything is going to be rainbows and butterflies. Things are going to be a lot better. We're going to move in the right direction, but we are going to have some problems. One of those problems are going to be these, a lot of these are going to turn into a Shia ISIS, basically, in the Middle East that we will have to deal with, right? So no, they're not going to go down without a fight. Some of them won't, right? So will they give up Qom? Qom, we don't worry about Qom. Qom, even the Islamic scholars in Qom, they're anti-regime now. Okay, so not worried about that. I'm worried about the Shias, these young, uh, crazy, radical, terrorist-minded Shia who would want to topple the new regime, this new secular regime that comes into power, right? And then Jacob continues by saying, any secular government is going to have to fight them very hard. Yes. So yeah, that's going to be a major challenge that we have to, I mean, things are going to become a lot better, but this is going to be a challenge that we will have to deal with once the regime falls, once the current regime falls. Thank you for the super chat. All right, good. By the way, guys, a lot of people are talking about Trump. So Trump has given them 2 weeks. Is basically, but I don't know if it's going to get 2 weeks. He might actually. So Trump has said he's going to take 2 weeks to decide whether he's going to enter this war and support Israel or not. And guys, by the way, if Trump doesn't support Israel, like F Trump if he doesn't support Israel right now. Like Israel is a major US ally and is basically going around and doing most of the hard work, but I hope Trump enters this war. Let's see. Sketch Therapy saying Trump said he might nuke them. Nuke who? Wait. I would support a use of tactical nukes, not those nukes that basically takes out cities. But for Fardo, for taking out Fardo, what are those bombs called that they're gonna use? Let me. I have a screenshot of the name of the bomb. Right, hold on. I know this. Let me. There we go. So the bomb that the B2 bombers are going to be using to take out Fardo, they're called GBU 57s, and some experts have mentioned that two of them would be good. Two of those bombs will be good enough to basically take out Fardo, but some other experts say like, nope, that's not enough. The Fardo nuclear facilities are too deep in the ground for even the GBU 57s to be able to take out. So some other experts will say you are going to need some tactical nuclear weapons. Again, guys, when I say tactical nuclear weapons, I'm not talking about a giant mushroom cloud above a city. Okay, we're not talking that. We're talking about um, something that is going to be much smaller in its effect. So, what I think they might need is uh, to throw two GBU 57s with the B2 bomber, and then once you create a big enough hole, then follow that up with a tactical nuke, to basically make sure that all of Fardo is gone. Which would be something I support if that happens. I hope Like I would be here thanking Trump so much if he enters this war and supports Israel. And then Nathan here with this idiotic take saying the US needs to stay out of it. We have been the world's police force too long. You're not being the world police. Israel is doing most of this job right now. You just need to come do the only one thing that Israel cannot do. World police. You have been the world police, and Americans have benefited from it. What are you talking about? Yeah, like the amount of peace as America is responsible for peace and stability all around the world because Americans' military is the one thing that is keeping international trade together, right? And Americans have benefited from that. Do you understand that all the economic activity that we're seeing around the world would not be possible without without America's army policing the world? So Americans should be more grateful to their government for the amount of stability that their army has provided the entire planet. I hope more Americans need to be grateful to their country, to their army, for providing this much stability for international trade instead of constantly acting like they're a force for evil, instead of constantly blaming their army. Do you understand that do Americans understand that it's not just the rest of the world that is benefiting from this stability in international trade? That Americans, the lifestyle that you have, all the peace and stability that you have in America is only possible because the U.S. Army exists and is providing this stability to the entire. I mean, the whole world should be thankful to the U.S. Army, which includes Americans. This is why I hate isolationists because they don't understand the basic relationship between the economy and the stability that the US Army provides to the whole world. They're like, "Oh, America first. America first means that we ignore the rest of the world." No, you idiots. America first means that you understand that America's strength comes from Americans' presence all around the world. There is no other army that could provide this level. I mean, yeah, it would be good for Americans if one day we had giant armies like by other liberal countries, by other democratic countries that could share the burden. Like, yeah, it would be ideal if Europe finally starts spending more money. Europe, Canada, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, India, they end up having giant armies like the United States, Israel. So they all have giant armies, so they could share the burden of providing this stability to the world, so that the American taxpayer doesn't have to basically carry this burden alone. It would be good to have that, but right as of right now, as we speak, there is no such army that is comes even remotely close to America's army. So if you like your life, if you like the food that you eat, if you like the stability that you enjoy right now, then that's all thanks to the US Army. That's all. So until the day that the rest of the world manages to have anything remotely close to the US Army to be able to do to do some of that heavy lifting, up until then you should be saying thank you United States, thank you American taxpayers for doing this for the rest of the world. And as an American, you at this moment when there is no other army that could do that, you should be thanking your army as well. But yeah, I agree that. So here's one thing I agree with Trump on. I agree that it's one thing that Trump is doing that I really, really appreciate is pushing Europe and the rest of the free democratic world to build their armies more. So American taxpayer is not doing all of this by itself. So that's what I appreciate Trump doing. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So up until the time that the rest of the world can defend itself, can provide this much stability for international trade, up until then, we need the U.S. Army, and we should be grateful to the U.S. Army for being everywhere. Oh, by the way, Susie's saying like the stream. Yes, please like the stream. Yeah, guys, this is a very important stream, so please like it. We got two more super chats, so let me read them before I go. Jacob is saying thank you for everything, Armin John. Well, thank you, Jacob, for supporting this channel. Glad you guys are here. And then what is this? Spara Sparagmos. Yeah, saying would love to see you have a convo with Erudite. Okay, well, reach out to them. Oh yeah, actually, I should have my I should have a banner with my emails and everything. Hey, let me actually. If you guys want me to talk to other content creators or podcasts or anywhere else, let me put a. Here's my email. Let go tell them to email me, okay? And guys, please make it so that I cannot talk to small channels or small podcasts because I need to grow this channel, right? And please only get people with big platforms to contact me, because if it's a small platform, then that time would have been better used me doing another live stream here, right? So that's my email, basically armin.navabi@gmail.com. So get them to contact me if you want me to go on their show, or if you want me to bring them on my show. Okay. So there's that. And then Diamond Encrusted Abdullah with another weird super chat saying US Army has never done one good deed. US Army is responsible for all our safeties and securities. People don't know what the world would be like. Do you understand that the whole new world liberal order is built on the back of the stability that the US Army, like all the new international laws and international institutions that we have, it's all just would not be worth the paper that they're written on if they were not backed by the security that the US Army is providing. Every single economic standard that we have, every single banking standard that we have, all of it, all the stability of every currency that we have in the world is built on the back of the stability that the US Army provides. The amount of peace and prosperity that we're enjoying, which is exceptional in world history ever since World War II, is because of the new world order. That a lot of people think that the new world order that we're enjoying after World War II is because of some papers and some agreements that we have like just sat around and signed. Those papers are not worth anything if they were not backed by the US Army. All right, so there's that. And that's all. Yeah, Piers Morgan. Yeah, I don't know if I'm big enough to be invited on Piers Morgan. I think we're too small of a channel to be invited on Piers Morgan. But if you guys could make it happen, that's my email. Go talk to them and then tell them to email me, because I'm not going to waste time chasing people, because a lot of me chasing people is it goes nowhere, and it would have been better use of my time just doing another live stream. So instead of me chasing people, if you guys want to help this channel, go reach out to the people that you think I should go on their platform, and then give them my email and tell them to email me. Okay? Please, if you guys want to help this channel, just go out. This is how you could help this channel. Go to different news media or big platforms and then beg them to invite me on their platform and give them my email. That would be very helpful if you guys could do this for this channel. Okay. All right. Yeah. And guys, we're doing a very effective work on this channel fighting all the anti-Israeli propaganda. So I think if you think that the voice of this channel is an important one for more people to hear, please help me out by doing that. That would be a very effective way of helping me out. Bardo with a super chat saying, Bardo saying, Armajan, I was able to speak to my mom via landline. Oh, I'm jealous, Bardo. I hope I get to do that with my father as well. Well, congratulations, Bardo. I'm so happy that you managed to do that. I haven't heard from my dad for 2 days now. My brothers have been trying everything. I don't know what to do. I'm actually worried now, but we'll see. Thank you. Good. Thank you for that news, Bardo. I hope I get to do the same. And yeah, Susie is also saying, so happy for you, Bardo. Yes. Good for you. Somebody's saying, where's your dad? My dad is in Tehran and under bombardment. That's where my dad is. Tehran, yes, exactly. Wait, you didn't respond to the comments about the USS Liberty incident. Yeah, I mean, I studied that many years ago, but I haven't. I have to go look into it again. I remember there were a lot of stupid conspiracy theories about that last time I checked, but I have to go read about that to be able to respond to that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share this channel, Atheist Republic. And make sure you tell your people, your friends, and your enemies to come and subscribe to Atheist Republic on YouTube. Share this live stream that we just did. Like it, leave a comment, and I'm gonna head out. Till next show. Love you guys.